Hey guys, Drifter here. If you haven't guessed by the title already, Call of Duty Ghosts is going to be a medal event at the XGames in Austin. The Summer XGames this year has Call of Duty alongside one of their extreme sports, and the best Call of Duty team, second best and third place I guess, are all going to be taking home XGames medals for their Call of Duty skills. This is very unusual. That's what the commentary is about. The actual gameplay that you're going to get to see is me using an AK-12 with a suppressor and a foregrip. I got kind of salty and butthurt about all the comments on my last video about how I was bad at playing, even though I did a live commentary with Akimbo Scorpions with a dog sitting on my hands. I don't know, I got kind of salty about it, so I went really big in this map. You're going to get to see me pick up over 40 kills in the last 5 minutes of this game and pretty much destroy the other team. So the gameplay should be very good to watch. You'll actually get to see me slay instead of doing a goofy gun or whatever. But yeah, Call of Duty at the Summer X Games. Other sports available at this year's X Games are motocross, skateboarding, BMX. If I'm not mistaken, I still think they do the rollerblading and skydiving. All of these really extreme dirt biking, all that sort of stuff. All these really extreme, dangerous sports where people break arms and limbs and legs and noses and die. And then there's Call of Duty. Not sure what your opinions are of that, but it's kind of good in two ways. If you support the esports scene, it's really big for you to see that your particular esport, Call of Duty, being taken very seriously. If you don't support the esports scene, that'll probably grind your gears a little bit. But on the flip side, the game that you play, which I'm assuming you play if you're here watching my videos and such, is going very mainstream. That means everybody's going to be exposed to it. It's a big event to share some of the things that you like with a more casual, less mainstream, or more mainstream audience. I almost got that backwards right there. The event is not going to be televised, though, as far as I'm aware, and try not to quote me on this because I'm not 100%. ESPN or whatever company that has the broadcasting rights for the X Games is not going to be doing live Call of Duty. You're not going to turn on ESPN 1, 2, 3, 4, or 8 the Ocho and find Call of Duty being broadcasted, you know, with commentators or shoutcasters going on. What there will be, however, is daily highlight reels. Like, they're going to actually, on the X Games, on national television, they're going to be going over what happened at the Call of Duty tournament, who played what. There's going to be sort of a hypercut or a speed cut of the day's events and, you know, how the players were playing. And as far as I'm aware, they're going to broadcast the final match, like the final matchup, the gold medal event. There will be a broadcast of that. And I'm not sure if it's going to be edited or not, but that's going to be the big one. There's going to be post-game interviews with players on ESPN. So for the Call of Duty world, this is a really big thing. Again, it's kind of a mixed feeling whether if you support esports or not. I have a few more serious topics, but I did want to talk about something funny related to this and how Call of Duty could be considered an extreme sport. I got sunburned today, and it got me thinking about how me going to the X Games to watch this is going to be an all-day, 3 days outdoors event for the most part, which gamers aren't really big fans of. We like our air conditioning and our shade and other things. And I could just imagine if instead of being in a tent, imagine this is an outdoor event for Call of Duty gamers. All the COD players have to come outside and play on like games PGE stations with this bright sun making the screen really dim. All of the jerseys they wear, this thicker kind of long sleeve stuff, it's really designed to keep them warm against heavy air conditioning and while traveling and stuff. So they're going to be out there sweating and burning. And a lot of gamers are sponsored by various energy drinks. I'm sponsored by Monster right now. Other companies, you got Nadeshot that works with Red Bull, and you've got Gamma Labs and Honey Badger, and there's actually a few drink companies that sponsor players and pros, but some of them have exclusive agreements where they can't be seen drinking other things. It's kind of funny how that works out, but I just have this idea in my head of all these gamers out there in like long sleeves and headphones and just out there pounding energy drinks because it's the only liquid they can get, and get more and more amped up until they all fall over of a heat stroke or their equipment starts to melt, like the what do you call those things? Oh, my brain is just derping here. The FPS freaks, the control freaks just start melting in the plastic. The controllers are dying, and all the Xboxes and PlayStations start to overheat from that like 110-degree Austin sun. And I'm thinking about the players themselves. I'm thinking about, oh God, Scumpy. Scumpy's gonna burn. He's like a vampire. He can't do sunlight. He'll just turn to a crisp. Optic totally out. Just that Optic team is gone because Scumpy can't handle it. I don't know. Funny things. Anyway, I'll be there with Envy and with Monster Energy as well. It'll be very cool for me. As far as I'm aware, I'm getting VIP tickets through Monster. Maybe. It's not confirmed yet. They're working on it. But I get tickets through Envy, and I'll be there and I guess be kind of half VIP, or maybe to be doing something on TV or with some of the teams or with the Monster Gaming Squad or something. So I was totally not expecting this at all. I just kind of got the call the other day and I'm like, yeah, you know, I think I can swing going to the X Games as VIP. That sounds tolerable to me. I can handle that. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to be there. How do I feel about the X Games being Call of Duty being an X Games event, how do I think that this, my personal feelings about it, they're kind of mixed. Call of Duty is not an extreme sport. Let's be realistic. Call of Duty is very, very, very tenuatively, arguably a sport not even close to an extreme one, unless you talk about the extreme emotions that people have raging at each other. The COD demographic and the X Games demographic do overlap a bit. X Games demographic is, you know, about 16 to 21, 2, 3, 4, something like that, and that's the prime Call of Duty demographic. The second biggest Call of Duty graphic, despite what you guys want to think is not babies, it's actually older adults, 30 plus. But there's some overlap there, so I could see why they would want to put it in the event. I think it's good that Call of Duty is going to get some mainstream love. We're going to get some on like TV, you know, watching people play Call of Duty on TV, which is a cool thing. This never would have happened like when I'm an old man, like I was growing up back. There were no televised Mario contest or Street Fighter or anything, so it's definitely a cool thing, and it's going to be fun for me to go. A very selfish thing, like, oh yeah, if you go Monster VIP, well yeah, that'll be great. That'll be a blast. That'll be like the coolest thing that you could do at the event, which is a selfish thing, you know, but it'll still be fun, and it's open to the public. So if you want to come to Austin, Texas, if you're coming to the X Games, if you do or if you don't, just come hang out, man. I'll be there all 3 days at the X Games, as far as I'm aware, unless something terrible happens, which let's hope it doesn't, and I'll see you in Austin. Drifter out.